Lauren Motley. Today I'm going to be talking to you about cross-cultural miscommunication errors. English is known as the international business language, and although it is used at most business interactions, it is not always understood by everyone that is using it. For example, at a meeting, an English CPA asked his American coworker for him to pass the rubber. The American coworker looked at him with a shocked response and did not understand what he was saying. So the Englishman quickly rephrased it, "Could you please pass me the eraser?" These miscommunications are a common occurrence in cultures and across cultures. I understand that in the business and medical world, miscommunications across cultures occur on a weekly basis. Today we will be discussing what miscommunication across cultures is, when and how they occur, and effective communication skills and how to avoid them. First, let's look at what cross-cultural miscommunication is. Like the English versus American example, phrases that are used in one culture are often misinterpreted by another culture, which ultimately leads to misunderstanding. Dictionary.com defines cross-culture as combining, pertaining to, or contrasting two or more cultures. According to Statistia.com, the United States population in 45 years will be comprised of less Caucasians and more African American, Native American, and Latinos. Now that we've clarified what defines cross-cultural communication, let's look at when and how it occurs. There are many situations in which cross-cultural communication occurs. One situation is while interacting with a business meeting involving multiple cultures. When my dad first started working for Procter & Gamble, he often traveled to Japan to have meetings with the Japanese culture. While in Japan, one of the Japanese elders asked his local employee to complete a task by a specific deadline. The local employee said, "Yes, but it will be difficult." The elder understood that the employee would not be doing the task because he made the hissing sound. However, the American people in the meeting did not understand because he had said that yes, he would do it. Another situation is in the medical field, such as when a Southern African male comes in and asks for a plaster because he cut his finger. The nurse looks at him and does not understand what he is asking for. However, he is simply asking for a Band-Aid, which in his native language is called a plaster. The third example is first-generation immigrants that come to America and learn English as their second language. Delayed response time is common in the business realm for immigrants, which often is interpreted by the dominant culture as lack of knowledge or understanding. And withdrawn behavior from the community is often common in immigrants as well, where it can often be interpreted as not wanting to be involved in the community or just being unfriendly in general. For example, my friend Monica is from Brazil, and she immigrated to the United States and wanted to join an American Bible study, and she's had some hesitations because English is not her native language. And instead of not joining, she decided to join and prepare for each weekly Bible study by reading her Bible in both Portuguese and English. Everyday situations occur in which cross-cultural miscommunications happen. So let's look at some steps that can get rid of some communication errors. There are many effective ways to get rid of cross-cultural miscommunications. First is to educate yourself on the cultural norms and effective communication skills. Miscommunication often occurs because of language barriers, lack of details, and differences in cultural norms. Some common effective skills in speaking are speak slowly and pronounce your words clearly so that everyone can understand. Repeat back what you have heard and interpret the message in your own words to make sure that you have understood what was being told. Avoid cultural slang or phrases such as "he hit it out of the ballpark," because this is not understood by cultures that don't play baseball. Try to meet face-to-face and avoid interactions over technology such as MySpace or Facebook or Skype or email, because often over technology the interactions can be misinterpreted. and use examples that are factual versus examples that are cultural. As you can see, taking a stance against cross-cultural miscommunications requires one to take proactive action and specific intent with their message and word choice. Miscommunication can be greatly decreased if people adopt effective communication skills and understand the cultural norms of which they are interacting with. So in conclusion, I would like to review what we went over today. Cross-cultural communication is a common issue. It occurs in many situations where miscommunication is common, such as in the business realm, in the medical field, and among immigrants. Education is the most effective way to end cross-cultural miscommunication, such as educating yourself on effective language skills and speaking skills and of the cultural norms. When communicating with multiculturals, it is going to be impossible to completely get rid of miscommunication errors due to the fact that one phrase in one culture can mean a completely different thing in another culture. However, educating yourself can greatly decrease the amount of miscommunication errors that occur. So I challenge you the next time you are involved in a multicultural interaction to reflect back on the effective skills and cultural norms we talked about today and relate them to your interaction. Thank you for listening to my speech. I would like to show everyone in the audience now. This is Monica, first generation immigrant from Brazil, and Andy, a sales associate, Kim, a medical professional, my mom, a homemaker, and then my dad, who works at P&G, which is a national company, multinational.